Zambia's #1 betting brand is bigger and better than ever. It's time for you to get back in the action with Bolabet. Check out our brand new website at bolabet.co.zm or visit any of our branches countrywide. We know you think you're the biggest fan, but are you prepared to bet on it?
Bigger and better than Bolabet. #1 betting brand, bigger and better than Bolabet.
Bolabet. Prove you know the game. Zambia's #1 betting brand is bigger and better than ever. It's time for you to get back in the action with Bolabet. Check out our brand new website at bolabet.co.zm or visit any of our branches countrywide. We know you think you're the biggest fan, but are you prepared to bet on it?
Bigger and better than Bolabet. #1 betting brand, bigger and better than Bolabet.
Bolabet. Prove you know the game. Zambia's #1 betting brand.
Good evening and welcome to the Bolabet Chat Show with myself, Al Cal, and of course my good friend Bwezani Mbewe. How you doing, Bwezani?
I'm doing fine. Missed you, kind of.
You did? I missed you too.
Especially yesterday, there were these games which were rolling.
Yeah.
And then Liverpool just spoiled everyone's
He
life.
just had to bring that up. Anyway, we'll be talking about Liverpool towards the end of the show, and we have a special guest today in our midst. Allow me to introduce to the great, the mighty, and of course the fantastic Andrea Cristoforetti. How are you, Andrea?
I'm good, thank you.
Andrea is, of course, representing Automotive Futsal Academy, and Andrea has got an amazing history and accolades in the world of futsal. He's, of course, played for the Italian national team in futsal, and of course, he's also coached the team in South Africa. Was it the Orlando Pirates? Anyway, he's gonna correct me as we go, but I've done some digging, and of course now he's currently working with the Automotive Futsal Academy right here in Zambia since 2015. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Already 5 years.
Yeah.
More than 5 years, yes.
Great. All right, so we'll be talking to Andrea very shortly, but I just want to remind you that if you still haven't registered with Bolabet, you are missing out on amazing winnings, amazing cash money. People are winning crazy money. We're talking about people winning 170,000 kwacha from an easy 150 kwacha stack. And of course, there's other people who are winning even bigger amounts of up to 12,000 kwacha from an easy 50 kwacha bet or even a 5 kwacha bet. So all you need to do is register with Bolabet, and remember, there is 100% interest waiting for you on your first deposit of up to 1,000 kwacha when you play with Bolabet. All you have to do is go to the website www.bolabet.co.zm and click on the register icon, which is right next to the login if you're not already registered. And of course, check out all the wonderful promotions that we have on the Bolabet website. Just click on the promo icon there. There's plenty of things going on the Bolabet website for me to actually mention. And of course, there's also, you can check out some of the results from the previous matches that happened yesterday, last weekend, and of course, fixtures that are yet to come. But like I said, check out the promo section, and then you see the Fantasy Premier League that you can actually try your luck on. There's the cash out, which you can take advantage of. This will provide you the possibility to get your money out before the beginning of the match or as the match is in play, as long as the status of the ticket is unknown and unfinished. And of course, I did mention there's the welcome bonus of up to 1,000 kwacha for you to start you off with. Where else but bolabet.co.zm. All right, and of course, there's happy hour every day from Monday to Friday from 8 to 10 hours, as well as in the evening from 18 to 20 hours. You can take advantage of that. There's like 10+%. And of course, there's also the cashback, which is where one ticket may have missed from your multi-bet ticket, and you can still make a profit from that one ticket. So don't throw away that losing ticket. It has to be a multi-bet ticket with a minimum of 25 plus on your odds. And of course, remember to register, you have to be 18 years and above to play with Bolabet. I can never emphasize that enough. All right. Remember also that to all our streamers out there, I just want to say welcome to you. Remember to hit that like button on the Bolabet Chat Show Facebook page. And of course, we'll be looking at some of your comments as well, taking into consideration some of your questions and your comments. And yeah, we'll be giving away, as usual, as promised, we'll be giving away some free bets towards the end of the competition. So all you have to do is pay attention to what we'll be discussing on the show today. And we'll be asking you some easy questions to all you who are streaming us live. You answer quickly, the first winners will win themselves each a 50 kwacha free bet, courtesy of Bolabet, which you can use to play and win some more with that money. Remember, you have to be registered though. That's the catch. You have to have an account with Bolabet for you to qualify. So if you haven't yet, click that register button and sign up. It's very easy. The instructions are right there on the website. All right, let's get straight into the nitty-gritty right about now. Before we talk about other sports, today our main focus is futsal. And on the hot seat is Andrea Cristoforetti.
Thank you.
So, Andrea,
Yeah.
you've been, like I said earlier, you've been in this sport here in Zambia. Of course, you started playing for the national team in Italy way back. You tell us how old you actually started playing futsal and what year you joined the Italian national team before we actually delve into what you're currently doing with the Zambia futsal team.
Right. I played football 11 aside since I was a kid, starting maybe 5-6 years old.
Wow, okay.
In my last year was when I was 18 years old in a professional team. And I was 18 and a half, maybe,
Okay.
turning 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And that summer, one Italian coach in a tournament. You know, in Italy, like I guess in many parts of the world, in summer you have these five-a-side tournaments on the beach, nearby the beach.
Yeah.
And the coach asked me if I wanted to start the pre-season with them. And after the pre-season, I really enjoyed it. Being a small guy, fast, for me, a lot of touching of the balls, a lot of goals. I found it very interesting for me. It was fun, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave me that opportunity. I signed my first contract, and that was it, around about 19 years old. And starting with that, I played for a few Italian teams, traveling Italy, and probably around about 24 maybe years old, I had my first call with the national team. And those years, the truth is that a lot of Brazilians were starting to play in Italy, and most of them with Italian passports. So the Italian national team ended up being with plenty Brazilians, around about maybe 95% of the players. So that was my beginning of the playing in futsal, and with different teams, and being lucky enough to play also with one of the best teams in Europe, which was Prato. With that team, I won everything that could be possible to
Wow,
win.
nice.
Italian Scudetto, Super Cup, Italian Cup. And we played the semi-final of what is today the Champions League of futsal
You played with him for how long?
for 4 years.
4 years.
Yes,
Okay.
right. And I had the privilege to play with and against the best players in the world, traveling Europe and not only, and abroad in Brazil, for instance. And through the coaches, I had what is now been awarded for 5 times in a row the best futsal coach in the world.
Okay.
Spanish coach Jesus Velasco, yes. That was our coach in Prato. And the truth is, he brought in Italy a completely different mentality of the game.
Yeah.
And which I considered also my mentor, has been here in Zambia twice.
Okay.
last year for 1 month and a half, actually, helping me and, of course, give me advice about the structure of the club, the academy, the first team. So we spent a lot of times together. For what is futsal, and I know a lot of people are not that familiar with our game, which is different from football,
Yeah.
completely different, as you know and you can imagine.
Okay, that's a very interesting background. And like I said, this guy will just blow you away with how much about futsal that you practically didn't know. But what I found very intriguing about it is how far you've actually pushed the sport, especially here in Africa. Like I said earlier, you've been with the Zambia team
Yes.
since 2015.
That was 2016, yes. That campaign of the World Cup qualifier
Yes.
and Africa Cup.
As the head coach and the director?
No. That I was just part of the staff.
Mm-hmm.
The coach was Lucio Solazzi, another Italian coach
Okay.
that was employed by the federation.
Okay. So tell us about that experience when you actually joined the local front.
Yeah, well, I could go back 4 years earlier when I was with the South African national team, and of course,
That was in 2012, was it?
2012, right? Yes. It was obviously my first very big experience, and I found it quite different. Of course, coming from a European background, and particularly I didn't have much time to work with the guys, and there was already a staff of in the national team, which I found again some months ago coming here to play a friendly with us and with Zambia, with the club. The African futsal, I would say, historically, it's still very, very young. So whether in Europe or in Brazil, you've got a lot of kids starting to play futsal as kids, and they have a big international experience. As you know, futsal is a highly tactical team sport,
Yes.
which will require a set of particular skills that without them you cannot play at high levels, at international levels. And when you talk about skills, I would say physical skills, you must be very fit. Tactical skills, you must be very clever actually. And technical skills, you really need to know how to handle the ball properly. And I would add to this creativity,
Yes.
because at the end of the day, if you would have to compare it with football, we have very little space,
Yeah.
very little time
No dead balls.
to overcome a problem. So in football, you stop the ball, you look up,
Yeah.
you decide, and you play. We
Yeah.
don't have
It's,
time for
yeah,
that
it's end-to-end action.
right away. So with that, you also need a lot of practice,
Yeah.
I would say,
Mhm.
and
A lot of substitutions.
the substitutions are free.
Yeah.
So you can
There's no
change,
restriction.
Yes, as a matter of fact, the average minute for a player, I would say, is between 4 and 7 or 8 minutes. This will tell you
Did
how.
you know that, Bweza?
how
No,
mu-
no,
but
I
this
didn't.
is how of very high level. So if you would watch a World Cup,
Yeah.
I was watching the Champions League and the European qualifier just yesterday, the other day,
Yeah.
and there's a French team where Velasco coaches, and he coaches the best player in the world, which is Ricardinho.
Okay.
And he got substituted in a Champions League game. He started in the first 5 players after maybe 3 minutes and a half. But this is normal practice because the intensity is always
Very high.
very high
Yeah.
to the limit.
Yeah.
So you need your decision making has to be always alert.
It's almost like basketball, but you have to use your legs.
There we are.
Because
There
and
we are.
and you know, and it's five against 5, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And while we are still on that subject, what is the actual difference? Because most people think, like I actually used to assume that futsal is the same as 5-a-side or 7-a-side
Right.
because it's indoor football.
Right. Well, the word already will tell you. Futsal comes from the word football sala or football de salão in Brazil.
Okay.
In Portuguese.
That's the way it originated from.
Yes, it was originated in Uruguay, I
Okay.
believe, but developed mostly in Brazil. And funny enough, they also played in the States many years ago, which means football played in a hole. So one of the main aspects of it that has to be played indoor and specifically on a hard surface. And this is one of the main difference that we have, because on a hard surface, the ball will travel very fast. So this is one of the major difference. If you think of playing on astroturf, the ball is slow. If you play on wood, on play on PVC,
it's fast.
the ball goes very, very fast. The other big difference that has been developed as a misconception throughout the years, for instance in South Africa, was with what they call the action soccer. So you play with the sides where the ball can bounce. In futsal, the ball cannot, you've got a line that comes out and the time stops. So you cannot cheat, basically. Every time the ball goes out, you stop, just as basketball. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of movement, a lot of those similarities with
the basketball.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And you picked up that, so I quite like it. Yes.
Because even the court is almost the same size as an NBA court or a basketball court.
Yes, that's also another little different. Well, another kind of major difference, I would say, from the average pitch of futsal. Of five-a-side. International games on futsal, the pitch is 20 meters by 40. Where your average futsal pitch you see around here, there would be around about maybe 2-3 meters shorter, maybe a couple of meters wider. Yes, less, and which makes it quite a difference.
Okay, that's fantastic. So now let's talk about the Automotive Futsal Academy. How is it going right now?
Well, it's after 5 years. I think we have done a lot. The truth is, I would start saying that one of the major. We have two aspects. There's one social one, and one is the technical one. The social one is, in a way, they are linked. When I been offered the position, the chairman of the club, Mr. Mehta, he said that he wanted to give back to his people, Zambian people, and through sports. So this, for me, was already an important goal. With that, my responsibility, because of my career, is to develop and promote futsal wherever I can. And so we started playing in a pitch outdoor, and through the years we did build our own arena in just a couple of years. So we have a full indoor arena with all the FIFA specifications. We have built in our property a residency for the players. And with that, we have an academy with kids from 6 years old going all the way up to, let's call it the under 17.
Yes.
Then we've got the B team. And it's a way to test players. We do trials every year. When we've got good players interested in coming, instead of jumping in the first team, which is quite difficult because now this group of mine has been playing together for quite some years. It's a way to test them and to let them play, to let them get experience. And throughout these 2-3 years, some players from the B team will jump onto the first team.
Okay.
So that's.
Okay, I know somebody out there is probably asking the question that I'm going to ask you next, but just before we actually go into that question, I got a couple of comments that I need to read out, if you don't mind, Andrea.
Sure thing.
Nami Mulenga says, we appreciate you, Bolabet, for the excellent service you provide to your clients. Your attention to detail, great communication skills makes the experience to bet with you even better than expected. That's nice. Goes on to say, I can happily say that Bolabet is the #1 betting company in Zambia. They're even stealing the tagline, huh? Okay, so we want to apologize for everybody who's been complaining about sound. Our technical guys are working on it. I think they've probably sorted it out by now. Siwale AJ Sarah says, hey, Bolas watching from Soweto. Eric was also asking us to just adjust the sound a little higher. So
Collins Chisanga says, do they give anything or it's just a talk show? Yeah, we're actually going to give away 50 kwacha free bets at the end of the show, and we're going to give Andreas one of our own Bolabet t-shirts and one Bolabet football. In fact, now that I've brought that up, I've noticed also the ball for futsal. It's different, isn't it, from the regular football?
Absolutely, yes.
Or why is it? Why is that the case? Why isn't it the same size?
First of all, it's smaller.
Yes, it is smaller and a bit heavier.
And it's got a controlled bounce. So, it's got internally 2 layers. If you would have to we play with the ball number 4.
Okay.
If you leave the ball at a certain height, let's say maybe 1.5 meters or a meter, will bounce, and there's a percentage of the bouncing. If you leave a normal ball, will bounce quite a lot.
I see. This is for the ball not to overshoot because the pitch is
It's a
small.
little bit heavy. Yes, because better control is a little bit more heavier. The handling of the ball ends up being actually
But isn't
easier.
it absolute torture for the goalkeeper though when it's coming at you at that pace?
Well, the goalkeepers, they need to be a little bit insane
Yes.
to play our sport.
Because
to
that
tell
ball
you the
is
truth.
hard.
Yes. And one of our main technical shoot is chikondo. So we shoot with our
Chigondo.
Chigondo.
Yes, there you go.
So
Chigondo. You know Chiduno.
Yeah. This is how we shoot actually, and hitting the ball at maybe 10 meters.
Yeah.
8 meters from the goalkeeper.
It's crazy.
In that matter, it's known that the goalkeeper will be around about 40% of the team. The importance of the goalkeeper. And there's there's a big art of technical and tactical aspects of the goalkeepers, because they also do play with the ball.
Yeah.
So the handling with the hand and with the feet must be great. We do play with a power player, which is the flying goalkeeper, more and more. So when you lose, the goalkeeper can actually play the ball only if in the attacking half. So the value of the goalkeeper in a team is very, very high.
Okay. The question I wanted to ask you before I read the comments was, I know a lot of people would probably be wondering, why Zambia? Of all the countries in the world you could have chosen, why did you specifically move from South Africa to Zambia?
Well, the truth is I had an offer, and I believed in the project. As a matter of fact, after 5 years, I'm still here and we build a lot. I do also understand that and believe that I do have a kind of a responsibility towards the development of my game. Even though South Africa, they do have quite a good infrastructure, but this project for me was very interesting. And we ended up doing a lot actually, and so I feel proud of what we achieved so far.
Okay. Speaking of that, you've helped the national team in the past, like in the World Cup qualifiers. Am I right?
Yes.
How do you evaluate the current level of African futsal in terms of the game, like the organization as well? Is it improving, or do you think there's still major work that needs to be put in?
Well, the reality, there's a lot of work to do. Unfortunately, and this is not only for Zambia, but generally speaking, Africa, the structure of the league and the commitment of the national teams towards a regular basis activity is pretty low. Except nations like Morocco, for instance, which they do play very often. As a matter of fact, they are the African champions. They will be playing the World Cup. Other teams, happens that they will start preparing their activities only a couple of months before the World Cup qualifier, for instance. And that is definitely not enough. The quality of the leagues, generally speaking, are pretty low. Not for any other reason rather than they started playing just a few years ago.
Yeah.
And of course, the quality of the understanding of the game, which is very difficult. People, it tends around the world to think of futsal as a little secondary game, a social, where there's really hundreds of professionals with many with a big background of knowledge of the game, is highly tactical. So you must think when you get into the pitch, you need to know what to do. And generally speaking, it's not you just put 4 players in the pitch and here we are, and you play. So with this regards, there's a lot to do. I'm seeing little bit but surely an improvement also in their understanding of the game and promoting of the games. There's few interesting people, they are doing that. With, for instance, one Spanish player, his name is Roberto Tobe. He's a famous player, he's still playing in Spain now. And he comes from Guinea. And he's promoting with his page all the African players and African coaches and the game of futsal in Africa, generally speaking. So this it's a good thing for the game. And in our case, we are trying to get the experience needed for the growth of the game, traveling. So we did a couple of international tours, and the best way to improve is to play at better levels.
So you did mention something about tours there. For someone who's probably derived an interest now after watching this show and heard what you've said about futsal, and would like to enroll and start playing futsal, what does it take for someone who's got that interest? And while we are on that, are you currently maybe recruiting players under the Automotive Futsal Academy?
Well, normally at the beginning of the season, which will be around about September, we do a week of open trials, and that anybody will be free to come and try. At the same time, we have the league, which is the PFL League, the Premier Futsal League. And
when does that run?
We play Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
It's currently on now?
It's currently on. With 22 teams in total. So 10 teams is the first Super
These are
Division.
all registered teams?
All registered teams. So the Super Division is teams which are all fully sponsored. They actually all the team gets an allowance to play. We take care of all the kits. It's a very structured, and we're trying to make it as professional as we can.
And there's a grand prize at the end, of course.
Sure there is. Yes,
sure there is. Team.
Of course. We got all the prizes, and as you see in the images that were there of the indoor, it's and then the Sunday we play the first division. That's an opportunity for all the players you can just come register your team, and in order to go for the super division you need to win. In this first division we currently do have, and we're very happy to have Young Zanaco. Where could bring the discussion of the compatibility of football and futsal. All right, we'll ask you some more questions as we go, but looking at time, we're halfway into the program, so I think we'll actually engage you in our discussion today. You'll be Pancharello Chama, and by the way, I'd like to apologize to our viewers. In case you're wondering why Pancharello Chama is not here, unfortunately he had a bereavement in his family, so he's attending to that one. So our best wishes go out to him and his family, but he will definitely be with us next week at the same time. So Andrea is filling in for Pancharello today. He's going to give us his insight on some of the games that... do you also watch the MTN Fast Super League by any chance? Not really.
Not very frequently.
Not really.
What about the Chan competition? Did you by any chance watch the one where we just got knocked out by Morocco?
No, I did see the results, but I didn't really watch the game.
Okay. Then I'll throw that one to Bwezani and our viewers. So this is the time now that you guys can actually come in and ask us any questions or give us your input on what you thought about that game. Do you think Mitchell could have done better? Do you think our team should have done better? Do you think the selection was on point? And why did we end up calamiting against Morocco like that? Was it because Morocco had the home ground advantage? Hit us up on the comment section, and remember to hit the like button and share. So, like I said, at the end of the program, giving away 6 50 kwacha free bets, 50 kwacha free bets towards the end. We're going to ask those easy questions towards the end. That's 30 minutes from now, so bear with us. Yes, someone has asked there that I hope today Bwezan is going to ask some easier questions.
Look,
because he always asks the most toughest questions.
It's very easy. Is to listen to the show from start to the end. Because, the questions that we ask are always in the show.
Okay, so that's from Martin Tino Marto, who says, today bring easy questions since we are mourning Chipolopolo defeat Kuli Morocco. Hashtag Micho out. Can you believe it? I mean, do really people really want Micho out? Okay, so Bwezan, give me 5 cents. What do you think went wrong?
My report card is, I met Micho. I asked him what went wrong.
And?
Look, I think the COVID situation just disturbed Micho a lot. When he came, the friendly against Malawi, the game was spot on. The second friendly, I asked him the same question again. Why do we have a lot of differences? He said, are you seeing any football being played? You understand?
That was what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said. It was the second friendly against Malawi. My problem with Micho is, and I'm very honest with him, he has taken too long of a time to come up with a team that can actually be consistent. Okay, because he has 15 friendlies, and I think from the 15 friendlies, it was very easy for him to pick up the local team that he can actually use. Okay, even at the friendly, the Four Nations tournament in Cameroon, we saw him not consistently have one team that he could have used for the CHAN. Towards the start of the CHAN, if you saw the team that was the game, the All-Stars versus the rest, understand? All that, I think, it could be possible that people in the administration had seen to say there were a lot of other players that needed chance. And that is the reason as to why we had Spencer Sautu and some of the few players pushed in. Micho out? I don't think so. I think this is a very big lesson for everyone, including Micho himself. He had a chance to look at these players very well, and I think moving out of the CHAN, getting into AFCON qualifiers,
because
he'll do well.
Because if you remember, out of we played how many matches in total? 4, right?
Yeah.
And out of the 4, we won 1.
No, we played 3.
3 in the group stage.
Tanzania, yes.
And then the one that we got knocked out.
Yeah.
So out of all 4 games, we only won 1 game.
We only won 1 game. And look, Zambia was not bad. You look at the game yesterday, which was played Morocco against Cameroon, the host, and see how Morocco cruised past Cameroon. You understand? So where we lost it, I will tell you the truth.
Yeah, because it took Morocco only just 26 minutes for them to find the first goal.
Exactly.
And they started coming in after that.
Where we lost it, if you get into competition, you know which teams to avoid. You understand? We had an opportunity against Namibia. Had we won that game against Namibia,
we were going to finish top and avoid Morocco.
Exactly, would have avoided Morocco. See the teams that avoided Morocco, how far they are going. So practically, I think we needed a plan on how we were going to participate in that team. And the most disappointing issue was the failure to have a consistent team. For me, those are the good lessons that we can learn.
So it's the fact that he kept on playing around with the squad, the players that he kept on picking, kept on changing, and didn't have the same starting 11.
Exactly. And if you look at the group stage especially, Zambia is the only team that used more players.
More changes.
Exactly. So those are some of the lessons that we can learn from it.
Last week's winner has written to us. Obviously, I'm sure he's going to be a contender again to win his free 50 kwacha bet. Hey, who are we to deny him? If he's going to be the first one to give us the correct answer towards the end, he'll get his 50 kwacha free bet. Simvo Chana says, the match was over before it even started. Collins Chisenga says, I think we deserved to lose because what I observed is Micho talks much than the output. Poor performance, hashtag as well, Micho out. And then, then he just says good reason. I think that he meant the reason that you said, why we lost.
Oh, why we lost.
Yeah.
If you observe Micho's games, for me, he's a second half coach. He always struggles in the first half. And if even the Morocco game, you understand, he always struggles in the first half. If he gets into the second half, I don't know what he tells those boys at halftime. They come back differently.
They
Morocco
come back better or worse?
better, of course. Morocco were very good in the first half. Second half, and if you look at this CHAN, that has been the sequence. This is the reason as to why I say, if Micho is going to master his first 11, he will do very well with the Zambian national team.
Okay, so currently he's got the backing though of Faz for him to continue, and he might actually, stay on. So all those who are crying Micho out might not actually get their wish. What's your take on that?
Well, Micho out, no. we still need him around. Look, he's an attacking coach. He needs to change some of the tactics. We saw him against Uganda. We saw how he played very well against Orlando Pirates. We saw how he played his first 2 games against Malawi with Zambia. So we saw that attacking. It's only this CHAN that when you look at it, you start wondering to say, Micho, why are you becoming defensive? So yeah, and those that were betting did pretty well.
Yeah, so Justice Justin says, isn't there any job Bolabet I start working there? Otherwise, I'm enjoying the show. From Matero. I don't know, we'll talk to Majid, maybe he can hook you up something there. Martin Tino says, Mr. Bwezani, we won't achieve anything with Micho. I end. Of course, that means he should go. I don't know, Andrea, I don't want to put you on the spot here. Like you said, you don't really watch much, but do you have anything to say? I'm sure you know Micho. What do you think about some of his tactics that he's been playing in the tournament? I know you didn't watch much, but from just what you've seen, what's your take?
Well, look, I don't really have comments to say. For me, to sack a coach is not nice.
Yes.
Generally speaking, people want to see results
Instantly. They need to give someone time.
And you need time.
Yeah. So
this is one of the keys. You always need time. Of course, today football, in sports in general, when the professional sports, the results, they do count. But the program and the work that you need in order to achieve that is also very important. I think the national team, as far as I'm understanding, comes from a recent past which is not great.
Yes.
So in order to rebuild something, you need to work. So all I can wish him is to work well with the best conditions, and then after a few campaigns, then we can
judge him on that.
I would say so.
So there you have it, Bwezani. So I actually agree with Andrea that I think he needs more time. In fact, people out there, let's know your comments. I like what is coming from the guys Martin and of course Collins and Sim Mvula. Guys, thank you so much for your comments. Remember that towards the end we will be giving away free bets of up to 50 kwacha to each one of you. We're going to ask some easy questions as regards what we're discussing, and yeah, there's plenty to give away very soon. Watch this space. Not just yet, we'll be giving away some of these footballs as well to some of y'all, so just be patient and bear with us, okay? And yes, like I said, we have in the house Andrea Cristoforetti, and he's here to talk about futsal and of course the Automotive Futsal Academy right here in Zambia. And he's already said that there's a competition currently running of up to 22 teams,
right,
with great prizes. Of
right.
course, everything is taken care of.
Yes.
Where is the venue for this tournament currently happening right now?
In the Automotive Indoor Futsal Arena. It's off Katanga Road in the light industrial area.
Oh, okay.
Nearby Capital Fisheries, or let's say the food agency. So it's off also, is that Mumbi Road? So it's in that light.
Okay.
But you can find all the details on our Facebook pages or just directions on Google.
And what are the times for the games? Like
we
if
play
people want to
one
go and
game
support and
Friday at 18:30. Then Saturdays we play the first game at 14 hours with the last game at 17.
Okay.
And then Sunday we start 9 hours in the morning with the last game is being played now at 15 hours. So there's always activities. During the week there's always people at the pitch training. So for whoever is interested, he just needs to come there or engage with our social medias.
Speaking of social media and just the media at large, do you think the media is doing enough to promote and cover the futsal, not just here in Zambia, but even world over, from your experience?
Well, it's considered, and the truth is, we are a minor sport. If I have to tell you what I would desire for my game, is to be like an NBA.
Yes.
You know, I've seen games live which are where people they really go crazy about the skills, the goals. The media, FIFA, for instance, and UEFA now, they've officially, this is the second season that we do have the official Champions League. The World Cup is quite nice, organized, but the media, generally speaking, in newspapers, they consider us a minor sport. So I think much more can be done. The perception of the game, I think, is underrated.
Underrated. I
For sure.
actually agree.
As we were talking before going live, there's no by chance that the best three players in the world, they do have a futsal.
Absolutely. Like Ronaldinho.
Well, Neymar.
Neymar. Yes,
yeah, of
Cristiano
course.
Ronaldo.
Cristiano Messi. They all started as kids playing futsal. That's where, and we had players starting with us and getting picked by some of the good teams in football, which we don't mind that actually, because this game, the truth is, futsal is not for everybody, because it's very difficult.
You have to be very physically fit.
You need to have many skills. So the compatibility of both working together, I think, is there. The way you would improve your thinking, your technical skills is very high. As a matter of fact, a couple of years ago, Italy introduced a program called Futsal in Soccer, where professional team like AC Milan and others, they do have a regular program for the youth to play futsal, with the futsal coaches going into the team and helping and looking and developing all these skills which would help them to be a better football player. And that's something quite interesting. From my eyes, when I see some of the touches in football, I can see the background of futsal in these players.
Okay.
And what has to be said also, that football is changing a lot. So where 10, 15 years ago, the goalkeeper would just throw the ball, for instance. The defenders, there was always be very long balls.
But now it starts from the foot. Like
Now you
Alisson, I think
sure
must
thing,
have
yes.
played futsal.
Well, now the nature of football is changing. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of interaction from players in the 15, 20 meters, between 15, 20 meters. Around the box, there's a lot of action playing there. For sure, a futsal background there will help a lot.
Very beneficial.
Very beneficial, for sure, yes.
Okay. All right. I'll be seesawing back to futsal and then back to our regular program. So I just want to read some more comments here. This one is from Kingsley English Machaka, who says, Micho is a good coach, but the team rate him down because of the silly mistakes by the defense. I think next time they should learn some defensive basics. Okay, I'm going to throw that one back at you, Bozani. Elijah Luvula Kamwasha says, Kamanga will have nothing to talk about in his tenure. The truth definition of he is the true definition of failure. Think I have another one right at the bottom. Okay, this is a reply. Okay, to Harry from our team here at Bolabet. So remember, people, to register with Bolabet, that's the only way you'll be able to redeem your free bets that we're going to give you. The money will go straight into your Bolabet account. So you just have to register. It's very easy. It doesn't cost you anything. It takes less than 2 minutes. All right, so let's move on to the MTN FAS Super League. Okay, so today there was a game between Nkana and, is it Nkwazi?
Yeah,
Nkana beat them 2-0. I didn't manage to watch the game today. Not even the highlights yet. I just saw the news. I believe I think is it Emmanuel was on the score sheet, and he's one of the new acquisitions by Nkana.
Yeah.
He scored his first goal over the weekend against the Young Green Eagles. Yeah. He got the fourth goal in that one. I believe there was a hat trick by Simon Mulenga.
Yeah.
Scored a hat-trick in a space of 14 minutes.
Whoa.
From the kickoff. Imagine, by the 18th minute, they were leading 3-0, courtesy of one player who scored a hat-trick against Young Green Eagles. It was a complete whitewash. Perhaps maybe you can tell our viewers, what do you think? Do you think it's the fact that they've changed the team around? They've got all these new players. I wish Punch was here. He would have been ecstatic today on the show.
Yeah,
but you can speak on his behalf today.
Yeah. He called me when I was coming here. Reminded me that they won 4-0.
It was Emmanuel Mwindi, yeah?
Yeah, it was Emmanuel Mwindi scored the fourth goal. Just coming from the weekend, and of course Simon Mulenga had that hat-trick
in 18 minutes.
Yeah, just I was actually analyzing that game. I was on the set in Kitwe.
Yeah.
You see a team that is changing in character, in personal belief.
Yeah.
You talk about Emmanuel Mwinde, very young player from Butte.
Becoming mental giants.
Exactly, and he was actually the man of the match and was talked to that day. You are seeing Nkana that is changing in belief. Okay, my prediction coming into today's game was actually that Nkana were going to win. Now, okay, listen to this. Before today's game, Nkana had only scored one goal away from home. Before today's game. So you needed to be very critical and very good to actually think that Nkana were going to win today.
Yeah.
Okay, but their body language, I was at Edwin Imboila Stadium. Their body language clearly tells you to say it's a different Nkana altogether. And they looked very good. Nkwazi at home. The last time that Nkana beat Nkwazi home was in 2014.
Yeah.
It tells you that this is a very big result for Nkana.
Yeah.
There's need for them to celebrate all
Big
night.
time.
Yeah, because look, a second win, they now have 3 goals on the road. So yes, Nkana is good enough now, and Pancharello Chama should be celebrating.
He's doing backflips.
Exactly.
Also, there were other results yesterday. Green Eagles got beaten by Lusaka Dynamos 2-1. But there were stalemates in the Kitwe United and Napsa Stars game, as well as was there another game besides this one? Those were the only 2, huh? Yeah.
And I think the big story was in Kitwe, where Napsa Stars were visiting Kitwe United. Kitwe United, remember, they are the only team from the 18 teams that are yet to win a game. The best they've done is those 7 draws now, because they only have 7 points. For Napsa Stars, a team that is playing in the CAF Confederations Cup and still in the relegation zone, do you know how many draws they have now? 9. They are the highest.
I'm actually looking at the table right now.
9. They are the highest, and people are now calling them draw specialists. It's a bit confusing. You understand? A team that is actually closer, they are 2 games away from playing the CAF Confederations group stage. Okay? Coming to the league, they are seriously struggling. And we know the reasons they are struggling, of course. Look, before this season, Napsa Stars knew that they're getting into CAF Confederations Cup. I think they needed to make their squad big, okay, so that they are able to rotate players. 8 players are injured, and the team is completely depleted. Yeah, you understand?
Like Liverpool.
We did talk about it that when I knew you were going to go to that. Listen now, we talked about Mayuka. The moment Mayuka got injured, it is very difficult for Napsa to actually perform up front.
I actually mentioned that.
Yeah, you did mention that.
It's like they depend on him to get the results all the time. So if he's not in form, or if he's absent, the entire team also will be absent, which is very sad and very dangerous.
Exactly. So that was a draw. But talking about the game that was in Lusaka Dynamos hosting Green Eagles, well, it ended 2-1. The most interesting thing now is that teams are chasing for the top 6 slots. Yeah. Remember, at week 17, they'll be getting into Absa Cup. So everyone is chasing for those slots, including Nkana now. That looked like disaster.
Yeah.
They have 2 games in hand. Today they are on 20 points. They are getting closer. All of a sudden, there's hope that for Lusaka Dynamos getting to 5 on position number 5, they look good. And you know what is more interesting? If you look at the top 4 teams, all the teams are on 25 points.
Yeah.
Did you see
Looking
that?
at it, Zanaco is at 25 points after 15 matches. Prison Leopards also 25 points. Zesco United also 25 points. And I think Lusaka Dynamos have now joined them up there as well.
Yeah, they're on 23 points.
Yeah.
Okay, so just 2 points behind the top 4 teams clearly tells you to say this is not child's play.
Yeah. So let us know what you think, guys, about Nkana's recent form right about now. Hit us those likes on our live Facebook stream. That's on the Bolabet Sports Betting Zambia Facebook page. And I've got a comment here that says, congratulations to Nkana, also known as the COVID-19 champions for today's win. I don't know what that means.
I know what it means.
What do you think?
Look, the season last season didn't end. It ended prematurely and Nkana won it. So most of the people refer Nkana to COVID champions, which is not supposed to be. They are the champions of 2019-2020 season.
Okay, so looking at some of the fixtures coming up in the MTN FAS Super League this weekend, Green Buffaloes will be taking on Kitwe United. Maybe we can talk about some predictions of some of the games that are coming up. So Green Buffaloes early kickoff at 13 hours at Sunset Stadium will be taking on Kitwe United, whereas the Lumana Radiants will be taking on Indeni. Zesco are up against Young Green Eagles, who I think Zesco will completely annihilate. Mark my words, next week we should actually talk about this one. Kawa Warriors are up against Red Arrows, who have been very inconsistent. I don't know what is happening with Red Arrows. Forest Rangers will take on Green Eagles, and Zanaco will take on Prison Leopards at Sunset Stadium as well, at 15 hours after the Green Buffaloes, the Kitwe United game. So, where are you putting your money for the first game, Green Buffaloes versus Kitwe United?
Well, this is an opportunity for Green Buffaloes. There's no team that does lose to Kitwe United so far. So, and they are playing at home. New coach in Justin Chinama. So they need to, they look favorite to actually pick maximum points on that one. But the most interesting one for me is the Prison Leopards way to Zanaco. You know why? The two teams are all on 25 points. So the loser in that game will be in fear of losing out from the top 4 position. And if Lusaka Dynamos is to win, which are on
then they
23,
overtake them.
They overtake them. So that one is a game to watch, and definitely will be there to see what happens there.
Okay, so remember to share your comments on our Bolabet Chat Show live stream right now. We've only got a few minutes to wrap up, so we'll be asking those questions very soon. But I think let's move on real quickly now to European football. Do you watch the English Premier League, La Liga, Serie A?
I do.
Have you been watching? Do you have a favorite in the Premier League?
Premier League, I would go for Liverpool.
Hey! Although I shouldn't be
But
celebrating.
my team is AC Milan.
AC Milan. AC Milan are actually doing very well this season.
Yes, yes.
Do you think it's because Ibrahimovic is back at the team?
Well, look, Ole, when you were saying that one player can change a team, the truth is...
He has, huh?
Well, in many aspects, yes, but you cannot rely on only one player. As a matter of fact, when he didn't play, AC Milan did not too
They
well.
stumbled, yeah.
But the team is playing fairly consistently, I would say.
Would you wish him to stay on for a couple more years? I mean, he's almost 40 years old.
Yeah, well, look, if he enjoys to play, if he can bear the pace, then yes, why not? Why not?
Bwezani?
Well, Ibra, he's one of my favorite players.
There we are.
Why? You know why? Even before the game, whatever he says is intimidation to
It's
the
headlines.
opposition. Exactly. So yes, he's changed the way AC Milan is playing, and they're playing around him. Well, if I still doubt if he can actually continue 2 seasons next. I think he could be winding up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was about to just check real quickly, but I think because of time, I won't be able to open. I wanted to see what are you following the Italian, the Serie A?
Yes, I do.
What number are they on the table now?
We have number 1.
Still top.
Yes,
Wow.
still top.
There you go. Let's now talk about something that's very heartbreaking. Liverpool. Liverpool. This is very hard for these words to actually come out of my mouth. Liverpool have just lost 2 games in a row at Anfield for the first time since 2012. I'm dumbfounded. I mean, if you even watch podcasts for Liverpool fans and everything, for the first 11 minutes, some of them are super quiet. They have no words. We cannot explain. In fact, Andy Robertson was actually He infuriated Jurgen Klopp because he actually said that he thinks we are out of the title race. You know, and obviously I don't think they're allowed to say something like that halfway through the season, because it kind of shows that whatever Klopp is going to tell them, it doesn't matter. They've already given up. You know what I mean? So, because Klopp actually did say in the post-match reaction that he feels the drive, well, not the drive, sorry, the energy. There's no, the team is fatigued, that they're tired. Do you think, okay, I know what I think, but do you think, Andreas as well, do you think the reason why maybe these guys are not playing the way they've been playing the last 3 years, with that consistency, the agility, the rock and roll football, the scoring for fun, this, you know, intimidating and annihilating teams, especially when they came to Anfield. They went 66 matches before that first loss, you know, this season. Do you think it's because they've won everything and they feel there's no need for them to play the way they've been playing? Andres?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, look, I think you gave the answers with the question.
I think so.
It's
I'm so passionate about
with
about
all
Liverpool.
those numbers, all the winnings, you know, it cannot. It's normal. You cannot win
Anything more than that? huh?
No, you cannot win. There will be a point that you would lose some games, which is part of probably the growth and the.
But not in such a spectacular fashion. To teams which, do you know that Liverpool, in the bottom six, the teams in the bottom six have only managed 7 points from a possible 21 from the bottom, but have only lost one game amongst the top six.
I can tell how difficult it is for you to talk about Liverpool, and I'm actually very shocked with the statistics that you are bringing. It clearly shows that you're following Liverpool. I don't agree with you when you say, do you think they've won everything? It's just one season. Last season, that Liverpool were exceptional. Before that,
which is why it's very surprising.
yeah, because look, we've seen teams become very consistent. Remember the Ferguson and Arsene Wenger era, where Manchester United would be winning season after season. It's too early for Liverpool to just down tools now and say we've won everything. Okay, the truth is it's a fatigued team.
Yeah.
Okay.
And broken team.
With
broken so many
team.
injuries.
We also talked about the issue of the egos among those Liverpool players. That was clearly seen. It has changed a bit now, but before 3-4 weeks ago, you'd actually see that fighting for the ball and making one be a celebrity. Understand? For lack of a better term. So that is happening in that Liverpool team. What is going on now is they want to come out of that run, and sometimes under pressure, if they concede, it's now very difficult for Liverpool to come back. So they would need one big win that could actually change the way they are looking right now.
Manchester United completely destroyed, was it Southampton?
Yeah.
9-0. Where did that come from?
Well, this is a team of confidence that we are talking about. Where the confidence levels for Liverpool have gone down, whatever is going on in the Manchester town of Man City and Manchester United is working for them. Okay? So they knew when it was 4-0, they knew to say we could actually have a record into this game. They equaled the record, of course. Had they scored 10, they would have gotten the highest score line in English Premier League era. Okay? So, yes, they enjoyed themselves. And I love what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was saying after that game. No, they were enjoying themselves. You see the pressure that is off the coach.
Yeah.
You see, and these are the results, Okao, that makes a team change all of a sudden, and they would want to replicate that in more goals. So it was a very good win for Manchester United.
Okay, so looking at the fixtures coming up this weekend in the Premier League, very, very quickly. Tonight, Tottenham Hotspurs are up against Chelsea. Where are you putting your money on this one? Andres?
I would go Chelsea.
Chelsea?
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho up against Tuchel, huh?
Tuchel, yeah.
Tuchel has only won one out of the last two matches. Of course, the first one was a draw. Then he won his first match. I think that was Was it on? When did they play? Was it Sunday?
Sunday.
Yeah. So you think he won't be able to pull one against Jose Mourinho?
Well, I don't know. It's just my gut feelings would go for Chelsea
Okay.
this evening.
Oh, I'm going for Jose. He's at home with this one, and I know there are a lot of expectations from the Tottenham exco.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he won't make this.
I'm actually also going to go for Tottenham Hotspurs, only because one, I think for Tuchel it's too early. He's still getting to grips with his team. He's still getting to know who can do what, who's the best player, who's the best starting, he's still really getting to know what's Chelsea. But Tottenham Hotspurs, I think they've finally found some really good form. Some of the players are coming back from injury. Of course, Harry Kane is in contention to come back, but he said he won't rush him. But I think Gareth Bale has something to prove, and him and Song haven't yet clicked, but we'll see how it pans out. So that's where it's up to you guys who are watching us to see where you're going to put your money on. But there won't be any Premier League matches on Friday. However, there will be Premier League matches on Saturday between Aston Villa and Arsenal. Early kickoff at 14:30 hours, whereas Brighton will take on Burnley, Newcastle will take on Southampton, Fulham will take on West Ham United, and Manchester United are up against Everton, a tricky one, especially in the form. You saw the game between Everton yesterday and was it Leeds?
Leeds,
that was a very, very interesting game. I thought Leeds were actually going to come back in that game, but Everton were on form. Okay, so unfortunately our time is up, but so we'll have to close, and we have to give away some free. I actually have a football that I have to give Andrea, which is over there, and a t-shirt. Boyzani, could you just pass it to me?
But this is not a futsal ball, right?
So what, you want to take it? No, so congratulations, Andrea. Thank you so much for coming onto the show.
A big pleasure.
And wear it proudly.
I will do so.
Kick it hard.
I will do so. I will do so.
So in closing though, anything you want to tell the Zambian community watching about futsal as we wrap up with you?
Well, futsal it's a fun game. There's a lot of goals. There's a lot of action. Is actually when at the beginning I went in few compounds, seeing how the kids they do play with the little ball, the chipomba.
What did you call it?
Chipomba.
Yeah.
He's right.
He's right.
Right.
The homemade football.
I see a lot of skills in this country. A lot of skills which can be nourished and developed in a futsal pitch. So they should not think they could not be a good football player. Actually, it's the other way around. But futsal in itself is a spectacular sport that can bring you around the world and make a career out of it, like our players.
Yeah.
And on that note, we are a professional team, so our players, they do have a contract, and this is what they do for a living.
Okay.
So if they can do it, there's possibilities for whoever is interested in playing our game.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. But we're gonna ask you to ask our viewers maybe 2 questions, then we can give away 2 50 kwacha free bets to them.
Okay.
What's your first question?
I would go with futsal, of course.
Are we giving away 50 kwacha free bets or a t-shirt? Okay, we'll go with the 50 kwacha free bets for now.
So I'm sure this is you said easy questions, right?
They want a very easy question.
Okay,
so it has to be a futsal question because we've more than half of the show was about futsal.
So I would like to know how many changes you can do throughout the game.
There you go. How many changes throughout a futsal match can a coach make?
And the second questions I would ask how long is a game?
Oh, what's the full duration of a futsal match?
Futsal match, yes.
Okay.
That's also a fairly simple one.
Okay, so I will need you to write down the answer for me there because I can't remember. I know how many changes, but the duration.
You didn't.
That one. But if you were paying attention, please answer. There's a 50 kwacha free bet for you there. My question will be, what was the final result between Manchester United and Southampton this week? And also, what was the other result between Everton and Leeds?
My questions are simple this week. The first one is, how many goals has Nkana scored away from home in the league? How many goals has Nkana scored away from home in the league? And which team is on number 5 in the first MTN Super League table?
Nicely done. Okay, we're going to look at the answers very, very shortly. But let me just check very quickly if somebody... Remember, it's first come, first serve. So whoever gets the questions correct will actually get the prize money. Okay, I'll read a couple of text messages. Njekwa Mulife says, I think Liverpool's problem is a tactical one. The system of using fullbacks to attack is no longer working. Yeah, he's quite right. Like, no one ever tries even a shot outside the box like Oxlade-Chamberlain used to, you know, like Fabinho, the way he would score spectacular goals from 40 yards. Now everyone is just waiting for long balls from either Robertson or Trent Alexander-Arnold. I mean, there was one match, the match that we actually lost, where there were over 33 crosses by Trent Alexander-Arnold, and which all amounted to nothing. And they still are trying that tactic, which is... Okay, so the other comment is from Martin Tino, who says, Chelsea, a direct win. I've just put 100 kwacha and thank me later. So I think the first answers are here. So the first answer is Martin Tino, Mato, I think answered your question, Andrea. Okay, which is 5. Is that correct?
I don't think so. Unfortunately, it's not.
That's the number of changes. So it's not 5. I actually know the answer to this one. Then Gabriel Mbewe says 20 minutes for the match. The full match. Is it 20 minutes?
Unfortunately, also this one is wrong. But it's not... There is a 20, but not the one.
Simvola, very clever, answered mine, which is 9-0. That's for the Manchester United game, correct? It ended 9-0. So Simvola, you've won yourself already a 50 kwacha there. Marco Rossi also has gone for 5. Eric Cabs has gone for 20 minutes. We said that's part of the answer, but it's not complete, which I think is one of the halves, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yes. Jay Abraham says 5. Everyone's going for 5. Where are they getting the 5 from? And then Temwa also has gone for 9-0. So Temwa has gotten the he'll be my second winner. Okay. 9-0 Temwa. TK. Temwa TK, congratulations. As well as Simvola. Marco, they've all gone for my answer. In fact, Justin has actually answered both, which is 9-0 and 2-1. So I don't know. I'm going to give him, because I think the other guys only gave half the answers. Yeah, they actually gave out. So sorry guys, I'm going to have to give it to Eric Cabs. Eric got both, because I asked 2 questions. I asked the Leeds game with Everton as well as the Southampton and Manchester United. So Eric is the actual first winner on my part. Sorry guys, the other guys, you only gave me half the answer. And Simvola actually has now answered correctly. He has put the Southampton game there. Still looking for the other answers.
I also have half answers.
Half answers.
Yeah.
Everyone has just put half answers here. Futsal, you can change as many times as you want.
There we are. You got it.
There you go. Right. So John Mwaliteta. Congratulations to John for getting it correct. It's not 5. I don't know why you guys... I think 5. Is it a 5-a-side? That do 5 maximum? Even 5-a-side doesn't have a limit,
No,
huh?
it doesn't have.
Yeah, so no limit, guys. So John Mwaliteta, congratulations. I hope you have a Bolabet account, because that's where we'll send your money to, okay? And we've got our specialist, Majid Saidi. He knows if you have or you haven't have an account, you tell me. So John Mwaliteta and Eric Cabs, those are the first 2 winners. Collins Chisenga says 20 minutes. 40 minutes.
You got it right.
Collins is our 3rd winner. So a full futsal match is approximately 40 minutes. 20 minutes in the first half and 20 in the second half.
Right, stopping time.
Yeah, there you go. So, Collins Chisenga. We've got 3. We got 3 more.
No, I think I can give 1 ticket to J. Abrams Sharma. At least he answered half.
Yes, he said Lusaka Dynamos. So J. Abrams.
MTN Super League. But I talked about how many goals Nkana has scored on the road. I repeated that several times. So I expected that to come out very quick. Yeah.
Collins Chisenga, I gave him the prize for... Okay, yeah. Okay, it's the same. He's answered the same correct question twice. Temwa TK number 5 is Lusaka Dynamos.
Yeah, they're on number 5.
So J. Abrahams and Temwa TK, right?
Yes.
So Temwa, you're back. I had ruled him out because he had only given me half the answer, but he's answered 2 correct. So I guess he's back there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more winner. We've got to give out 1 more 50 kwacha free bet. Nkana 16.
No.
Simbola, sorry. You didn't get that one correct. Again, he's tried 3 times now. Joseph Komani says number 5 is Lusaka Dynamos.
Yeah, it's number 5, Lusaka Dynamos.
So,
but 2 have already gotten that one above them.
So I think
yeah,
Gabriel.
Simbola has got it now.
Okay.
Simbola has got it. It's Nkana 3 goals away from home.
So who do we give? Because Gabriel also says unlimited number of substitutions. I think I'm going to go with Gabriel, who's gone first.
I would
like
have
I said,
gone
first
with
come,
Simbola.
first.
For 3 goals. Maybe we should ask Majid.
Can we give an extra 50 kwacha? All right, so we'll give it to both of them. So 7 winners of 50 kwacha free bets. We've been given permission by our technical team. All right, so thank you so much. So Simvula as well as Gabriel Mbewe. Congratulations. So we've got all our winners: Simvula, Temwa, Eric Cabs, John Mwaliteta, Collins Chisenga, J. Abrahams, and Gabriel Mbewe. If you heard me all correctly, please send us your contact details right there on the screen, and we'll send you your 50 kwacha free bets, courtesy of Bolabet. But the catch is you have to have an account with Bolabet. All right,
you know the game.
Prove you know the game. So thank you so much to our guest today. It's
been
been
a
a
pleasure.
wonderful.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, pleasure to have you. And thank you so much, Boazani, also for coming on to the show. And thank you to you for liking the stream, and remember to share and of course spread the word. The show will be back again next week, and congratulations to our 7 winners for their 50 kwacha free bets. Be sure to catch us again next week at the same time. It's God bless, and enjoy all the football and the futsal that you can actually get. God bless. Bye.
Brand bigger and better than Bolabet.
Bolabet. Prove you know the game. Zambia's #1 betting brand is bigger and better than ever. It's time for you to get back in the action with Bolabet. Check out our brand new website at bolabet.co.zm or visit any of our branches countrywide. We know you think you're the biggest fan, but are you prepared to bet on it?
Bigger and better than Bolabet. #1 betting brand, bigger and better than Bolabet.
Bolabet. Prove you know the game. Zambia's #1 betting brand is bigger and better than ever. It's time for you to get back in the action.